if you want something to feel good about when it comes to Cole Popovich's offensive line.
Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it.
Their first choice hasn't been on the field yet. Now, I can't assure you that that first choice is going to look good, but their first choice hasn't been on the field yet at offensive line. They were going to roll with Ariante Ursary at left tackle, Titus Howard at right tackle, and Ed Ingram at right guard. Now, we don't know if Ed Ingram can play. He was called the Minnesota Vikings version of Kenyon Green. But for better or worse, when Cam Robinson went down, that was what they went with. And then when Cam Robinson came back, that was what they stayed with. And the shuffles that we saw in week one, I know that D'Amico Ryan says that's the offensive line that we started with. Yeah, you started with it before you saw other guys play. You started with it on week one. But the one that they wanted to roll with was with Ed Ingram in there. And it's kind of a rough spot to be in because you're almost talking about Ed Ingram like he's some sort of savior. That's not what it sounds like. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is, if you want any optimism for this offensive line, and I don't think there's any scenario where this is a good offensive line, but if you want any optimism for the offensive line, and this isn't going to be something that happens over the course of the entire season, but if you just want to see it, what it looks like, they haven't been able to do that yet. Their first choice has not been on the field. And this has as much to do. This doesn't have as much to do with Ed Ingram being at right guard. Ariante Ursary is a left tackle. They put him on the right side, but he told me at camp, yeah, I'm more of a left tackle. I'm more comfortable as a left tackle. It would make sense. That's what he played. They obviously liked what they saw at left tackle. He basically beat out Cam Robinson. I'm not saying Cam Robinson's like some sort of awesome tackle, but the rookie did beat him out. And then you had to shuffle him around because you have to put your best five out there. And your entire goal is to avoid playing failed second-round picks, Blake Fisher and Juice Scruggs. But if you want hope, and I'm not buying the stock, I'm damn sure not. I'm not touching anything on the offensive line. Although you could almost make a case that they were actually better in Los Angeles than what we'd seen most of the time, which is kind of scary. But their first choice hasn't been out there in a game. Now, we'll go to practice Wednesday, and we'll see if Ed Ingram is out there. And there's probably a pretty good chance he stinks and can't play. If I'm being honest, there's a chance. But they thought it was their best five. And they didn't get to throw the best five out there. That's not a great sales pitch. That's just the reality of where they're at. I'm not buying that stock. But maybe we'll at least get to see their first choice. We'll see what happens when the injury report comes out on Thursday. See, I got my days confused. I got the Monday night game. But we'll see what it looks like when they practice and the injury report comes out on Thursday. Not a strong sales pitch. But if you're looking for something, you got to grasp, not even straws. If you're grasping for straws when it comes to the Texans offensive line, it's basically coffee straws. It's not full-size straws. It's coffee straws. They haven't played their first five or their top five. Let's keep an eye on it.